Smartphone manufacturer Xiaomi has revealed its first electric car. And no, despite its name, it's not an SUV. Called the Xiaomi SU7, it's a low-slung sports saloon that's more taken than e-tron in its execution. The Xiaomi EV launch has caused something of a meltdown among electric car fans, and the company cites a 6-month waiting list, just days after the vehicle was launched in China. Xiaomi SU7 to offer Porsche taken beating performance for half the price. The all-electric Xiaomi SU7 has a range of over 500 miles and a sub-3 second 0-62 miles per hour time. Beijing, Chinese smartphone company Xiaomi said it will sell its first car for far less than Tesla's Model 3, as price wars heat up in China's fiercely competitive electric car market. Xiaomi CEO Lei Jun said the standard version of the SU7 will sell for 215,900 yuan, $30,408 in the country, a price he acknowledged would mean the company was selling each car at a loss. Whereas Tesla's Model 3 starts at 245,900 yuan in China. Lei claimed the standard version of the SU7 beat the Model 3 on more than 90% of its specifications, except on two aspects that he said it might take Xiaomi at least 3 to 5 years to catch up with Tesla on. He also said the SU7 had a minimum driving range of 700 kilometers, nearly 435 miles, versus the Model 3's 606 kilometers. By working hard over the next 15 to 20 years, we will become one of the world's top 5 automakers, striving to lift China's overall automobile industry, said Xiaomi CEO Lei Jun, speaking at the car's debut. It's a bold ambition by the electronics giant, which is rated as the world's third biggest smartphone manufacturer with a market share of 12%. Deliveries are set to start by the end of April, Lei said. Lei also claimed that Xiaomi's car factory, for which all key steps are fully automated, can produce an SU7 every 76 seconds. The Xiaomi CEO said on social media the SU7 would be the best sedan, under 500,000 yuan, $69,328. The car is entering a fiercely competitive market in China, where companies are launching a slew of new models and cutting prices to survive. Chinese telecommunications giant Huawei has partnered with traditional automakers, most notably launching the AITO brand, whose vehicles are often on display in Huawei smartphone showrooms. A cheaper, high-volume EV is a likely long-term goal for Xiaomi, especially given its position in the smartphone market, but right now it needs to focus on brand building, and the SU7 is the product to do it. Xiaomi's new flagship will be looking to fight with Porsche's Taycan and the Tesla range of high-performance saloons in both performance and features, with Jun saying the company is looking to build a dream car comparable to Porsche and Tesla. On the outside, the SU7 certainly bears a resemblance to its competition from Stuttgart, partly because of the design choices necessary when building a low-drag EV, but it looks to have competitive specs, too. The SU7 will be available in single or dual motor variants, with the top all-wheel drive model getting 475 kilowatts of power, equivalent to a heady 664 bhp. That's good for a 0-62 miles per hour launch of just 2.78 seconds and a top speed of 165 miles per hour, according to Xiaomi. Those three versions of the SU7 all feature different batteries. The standard car has a 73.6 kWh unit which can provide a 434-mile range. All of Xiaomi's range claims are done on the CLTC test rather than WLTP. It has just one electric motor to drive its rear wheels, though it still produces a very healthy 294 bhp and 400 Nm of torque, meaning the car will hit 62 miles per hour from a standstill in 5.3 seconds before topping out at 130 miles per hour. The mid-range Pro version has a 94.3 kWh battery and a maximum range of 515 miles, the longest of any SU7. Its 0-62 miles per hour time sits at 5.7 seconds and has the same 130 miles per hour top speed as the standard car. With a 101 kWh battery, the SU7 Max features a dual-motor setup that provides all-wheel drive, and a total power output of 664 bhp and 838 Nm of torque for a 2.78-second 0-62 miles per hour time. Range drops to 497 miles for the Max due to the extra weight of another electric motor. Helping achieve those impressive range figures is the SU7's extremely low drag coefficient of 0.195 CD, which is considerably lower than the already very slippery 0.219 CD of the recently facelifted Tesla Model 3. The SU7 also bests the previously record-breaking 0.197 CD achieved by another of its close rivals, the Lucid Air. Xiaomi says that when the SU7 is plugged into the right charging point, drivers can add up to 217 miles of range from just 5 minutes of charging, or 317 miles if they're willing to wait 15 minutes. Dynamics aside, the top SU7 looks to be competitive. The range will vary between 434 and 515 miles, depending on the spec, thanks to battery sizes ranging from 74 kWh in the entry model to 101 kWh in the Max. Lei showed off a range of accessories such as an in-car refrigerator, a custom front window shade, and a smartphone holder, some available for free with a car purchase before the end of April, and others for a separate price. Not surprising for a brand known for its smartphones, there's a huge central screen in the SU7. It's a 16.1-inch central touchscreen with 3K resolution and the brand's own HyperOS infotainment system capable of displaying multiple widgets for maps, music, and driver assistance simultaneously. Although Xiaomi might be a competitor to Apple, it's included the option for Apple CarPlay connectivity. The SU7 supports Apple's CarPlay and can integrate with the iPad. Driver assist tech for highways and cities, set to be fully available in China in August. If you don't want to rely solely on the enormous touchscreen, a set of physical controls and a large volume dial can be attached to the bottom of the display, or removed just as easily for a slightly cleaner look. There's also a 7.1-inch digital instrument panel behind the 3-spoke steering wheel, as well as a head-up display. Xiaomi says the SU7 will have autonomous tech similar in performance to Tesla when it's released later in 2024. The SU7 offers 517 liters of boot space, slightly less than the latest BMW 5 Series Saloon. However, there's an additional 105 liters of space under the bonnet, in the frunk. Despite saying Xiaomi wanted to compete with Porsche at a car tech event in December, Lei acknowledged that the SU7 had longer to go before it might be able to compete at this more premium level. He announced that the Max version of the SU7, aimed as a competitor with Porsche's Taycan, would sell for 299,900 yuan. The other big draw for the SU7 will be an operating system shared with its booming mobile device business. The SU7 is part of Xiaomi's recently launched Human X Car X Home strategy that seeks to build an ecosystem of devices connected to its new HyperOS operating system. Most of the company's revenue is from phones, with just under 30% coming from appliances and other consumer products. The SU7 will first be sold to consumers in China, and it would take at least 2 to 3 years for any overseas launch. The company showed off the car at the Mobile World Congress in Barcelona in late February, following a reveal of the vehicle's exterior and tech in Beijing in late December.